Right, Hayden, I'm having to do this interview as Chloe couldn't hang around. So listen, tough result there today to lose 1-0 to South Park. You might as well give us your thoughts on that performance, really.
Well, I think in the first half, South Park worked really hard to stop us playing. We've got to be honest and say the goal is a mistake. I take responsibility for the goal, because if you want the team to play in the manner that I want them to play, every now and again you're going to concede possession in a key area and can be punished. So I don't want to blame Jamie for that at all. He's made a great impression on me in the club, and I think he's going to be a great player for Leatherhead. So I'll take responsibility for that. But there's no doubt that the first half wasn't the standards that we've set ourselves. The second half, there was a great reaction from the team. If anybody was going to score, it was going to be Leatherhead. South Park dug in, they dug deep. But the reality is we can't keep giving these teams something to hang on to. And there is a trait that's forming whereby, if you look at a number of the games now, not so much in Westfield, and obviously not in Walton, but you can look at Binfield, going all the way back to the likes of Binfield, Tooting and Mitcham, various games, Sutton Common Rovers, where we continually giving teams a goal start. And when you continue to do that, one day you're not going to be able to retrieve it. And today was that day.
Do you think that you've already sort of accepted we maybe overplay in some areas that have cost us, would you accept predictability as, other teams, managers look how we play and we might look a little bit predictable when they press us high and I think basically create mistakes and then score goals? I
think today was predictable. Listen, everybody knows how my teams play, and that's not going to change. You and I have had a standing joke that plan A is to pass the ball. That's not working. Plan B is to pass the ball better than plan A. But the reality is plan B is normally a change in shape rather than going from A to B quicker. But in the first half today it was predictable, and it was predictable because the work with the ball wasn't quick enough. Too many touches, moving the ball slowly. And to be open with you, what we didn't do, we didn't find the solutions in the spaces, too many players running towards the ball, strikers not showing you the number on the back to allow the pitch to breathe, and the movement ahead of the ball was too static today. So if you put all those things together, yeah, I agree, it was predictable to play against today, and that's why we didn't work the ball through the pitch well enough in the first half.
Again, we were missing Tarpey and Beanie through various reasons. Do you think you take two experienced players out of that team, and it did look like men against boys from what I was watching? I mean, your opinion on that one?
I think when you deal with young players have these moments, and young players learn from these moments, and they have to learn from these moments if they're going to kick on. And they have to learn from these moments if Leatherhead are going to be successful. There's no question of that. I understand the comment in the first half. I think the second half is very different, and I think they responded well, and I was proud of the way the players responded at half time. But what they need to understand now is that Leatherhead is a big scalp in this league, and everybody can see a resurgence in Leatherhead, and Leatherhead are to some degree the team to beat. You only had to look at the reaction of South Park today. South Park put in a great performance, they worked really hard, and they were determined to beat our unbeaten run. Now, if you take the likes of Kenny Beanie and Dave Tarpey out of the team, you are taking a lot of experience out of the team. And the difference is that Kenny will know when to knit the game up, and Kenny will know when to allow the pitch to breathe and to get us up the pitch. We didn't quite have that in the first half. And also, we've got to remember that in addition to Kenny, in addition to Dave, Max wasn't available, and Max is a big player in the way that we play, the way we want to get the fullbacks out. Sadly, Max can't play football for 21 days due to a head injury, and we know that Dave Tarpey Dave Tarpey can't play on AstroTurf, and Kenny was suspended. But you know, Mick, the reality is that we can't be successful if we talk about the players that are not playing. There was enough ability on the pitch, and I think the team was good enough to come here and win today. So let's give credit to South Park, and let's give credit to our players for a very different second half. But I think we have to accept that, you know, today is disappointing, and the young players need to play with a wise head on young shoulders to prevent something like this happening again.
Do you not think we maybe need another forward? Basically, Tarpey's out, we're having to play Dan Hector up top. And, you know, Dan Hector had 3 centre-backs all around him. You know, how are we going to score a goal? I mean, I didn't see the goalkeeper really make a save pretty much in the whole game.
I agree with you, Mick. I think we do need another forward. And as the chairman of the club, if you would like to release the money for a centre forward, I'll gladly go and get one. But you and I both know the budget won't stand another striker at the moment. So we have to work with what we got.
Your thoughts ahead of Waverley? We've got Waverley away on Monday night, quarter final of the Velocity Cup. Thoughts ahead of that game, because we took some injuries, so I don't know how strong we might be Monday night away. Can you give us your thoughts anyway before that game?
Yeah, listen, we don't want to talk about the players that are not available, because there are plenty that won't be, and this can happen when a team is in transition. As setbacks can, like today. You know, you've got to be measured in it. You know, we were 6 without defeat. We can see Leatherhead has become a very different animal. You can see everybody's bought into it. I mean, listen, shout out to the supporters today. They've packed the ground out again. You know, another away game, as they did last week. All I can see is green and white, and we thank you for our amazing support that they've given us. So we go to Waverley, and yeah, listen, we will have half the team not available, but it's a quarter final, but we want to win, and I'm sure you'll see the young players learn from today. Hopefully Jamie Splatt will be available. Sadly, he's limped off in the last minute of the game. Jerry isn't available, and by the way, it wasn't a reoccurrence of a previous injury with Jerry. It was a fresh injury today that we had to withdraw him. So listen, we'd be down to bare bones, and our backs were up against the wall, but this is what football is. This is the challenge that we'll embrace, and we will go to Waverley, put our best foot forward, and we were going to do our level best to get into the semi-final of the Velocity Trophy. Do
you think the playoffs are a little bit too far away now after today's defeat?
I think look, it's how you react to the defeat is important. As much as the team has the ability to go on a long unbeaten run, I'm convinced of that. There's going to be setbacks, there's going to be bumps in the road. No one said that we'd a finished product. So I think rather than look ahead and talk about playoffs and talk about this, that and the other, we just need to concentrate now on a fast turnaround for Monday, and then another important league game next week, which I think is another away game, and we'll just see where it takes us. Listen, I'm not going to stand here and beat the players up. I think that they've been brilliant. I think they've been absolutely tremendous. And today, in the first half, they didn't reach the standards that they have set themselves. And I think it's important to say that they have set those standards. So, look, it's disappointing, but I'm sure we'll bounce back, and we will look forward to Monday and look forward to winning 3 points next Saturday.
Well, I have to say thanks. Always difficult to have an interview after losing 1-0 away from home, whoever you're playing, and hopefully just a little word to get as many supporters as we can down the Waverley, act as the 12th man, and help the young lads get over the line, hopefully, and get us into the semi-final.